Yeah. Welcome to Good News Week. And the big news? Wondering what to get that special someone for Christmas? Yeah? Well, wonder no more. There's a new biography of Osama bin Laden, written by his first wife, which claims he was a tyrant who murdered their pets and trained his own children to be suicide bombers. I don't believe it, because he seems so nice on TV. OK, Osama Jr. Osama Jr., come here, boy. Come here, strap this to your chest. There you go, son. Now go over. Go, that's a good boy. Go over there, yeah? Bit further, son. Oh, you're a bit further there. You go a little bit further, son. That's good, that's good. Just a fraction more, boy. That's it. Now press the red button. Ah, kids, they blow up so fast. In the book, Najwa Ghanem tells how she gave birth to 11 of his 14 children because bin Laden said Islam needed many warriors. But when he said he was going to need 4 or 5,000 more, she said it was over. Osama refused to allow any modern appliances in the house, and he ordered a pet monkey, one of the kids' pet monkeys, to be run over because, and I quote, "It wasn't a monkey, but a Jewish person turned into a monkey by God." Well, you know, if you had 14 kids, you'd probably be a shitty father too. One thing's for sure, it'd make a great sitcom. The Bin Laden Bunch. All of them had hair of gold, like their mothers, the youngest one in tears because Daddy ran over her monkey. If that book is not your cup of tea, how about this? A new self-help guide is encouraging men to treat their relationship like a do-it-yourself project and break out their emotional tools. Apparently some wives are worried their blokes will just give up and move to a new accommodation with bigger shelves. But men don't need emotional tools. Men are emotional tools. Yeah, girls, love it. And if it's a relationship, of course, you're going to do it yourself. If you're getting someone in to do it for you, that's probably what's wrong with the relationship. Of course, women already have a wide variety of emotional tools at their disposal, and their favourite is the love spanner for keeping a good grip on your nuts. The love spanner. Great news for the ladies. A sperm bank in California is offering customers the opportunity to choose a donor who resembles their favourite celebrity. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, lucky girls, huh? Because it's a well-known fact that most men who visit sperm banks look just like movie stars. Among others, clients can purchase the seed of David Beckham, Russell Crowe and Ben Affleck lookalikes. And if you lie back and close your eyes, you can imagine you're in a cold, emotionless hospital environment being artificially inseminated by the real Ben Affleck. You can even choose a Michael Jackson lookalike, and to make the experience doubly authentic, it won't actually be his sperm you get. None of the donors undergo IQ tests, so you won't know how clever your kid will be. But hey, if you're dumb enough to choose your baby based on the vague likeness of a celebrity, then chances are it won't be any dumber than you. And if lookalikes don't do it for you, you still have the option to go around, break into your favourite star's home and wank them off into a jar. And that's the good news.
It's Good News Week. Someone dropped a bomb somewhere, contaminating the atmosphere and blackening the sky. It's Good News Week. Someone found a way to give the rotting dead a will to live, go on and never die. It's Good News Week. It's Good News Week.
Hello. Thank you. Good evening. Tonight, in the back seat of the Network 10 Hot Rod, the girl of your dreams, Claire Hooper. The tall, dark handsomeness of Akmal Saleh. And the brute macho power of Frank Woodley. And they're steaming up the windows with the often naked Mikey Robbins.
This is true.
The delectable Kitty Flanagan. And he's the Grand Duke of MasterChef, the author of Cravatalicious, critic, journalist, Renaissance man, Matt Preston.
I think Matt Preston is the one who should decide whether Kitty's delectable or not.
Caramel.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm exceptionally well, thank you. I've just come back from trekking through Nepal for 4 months, and it's been amazing.
You've been 4 months in Nepal.
No, I haven't. Of course, I'm in Nepal. I've been at home sleeping. But seem more excited. I've just come back from touring South Africa. I've just come up from Melbourne, where I've been lying in bed for the last 2 weeks. You know, it just doesn't sound exciting enough.
So you think it's good to start the show with a lie?
Welcome to television, Paul.
Thank you very much, Matt. No, it's lovely to have you on. Look, this is your new book, Matt. Can we talk about this now? Is it too early?
I think it's very early.
It's a book of lies, basically.
Yeah. It's 412 pages of made-up stuff. That's what you do. That's what a journalist does. You just make stuff up.
I read it. I enjoyed it very much. I liked cravats before you. I don't wear them very much, but it was important that I got one to watch MasterChef because I don't often become passionate about television shows but I was very, very obsessive about that and I loved it. Best thing about it is sitting there watching people sweat and like just pour their heart and soul into these incredibly complicated, amazing dishes and you just sit there watching, eating Milo from the tin going, well, it looks quite delicious, but not as delicious as this.
Well, actually, hang on. I'm going to talk to you once, and Milo from a tin is not something you're adverse to. You actually have quite a few guilty pleasures.
I think it's really important, and the whole secret about guilty pleasures is the standing guilty pleasure, which is you must eat stuff that you can put back in the cupboard quickly. So you stand, you take the Milo out of the jar, but never use a spoon, because you put the Milo back in the jar, you're left holding a spoon like this. So what you use, the wet dab of the finger into the Milo and just keep going. Peanut butter. That way, if you are caught in the cupboard, you just put it back in the... Easy.
You're creepy. You live with people, don't you? You're in a house with other... And how do they feel about going to the Milo tin and going, oh, there's crusty old bits of finger down here?
They never know. That's not real.
I don't know, this is not a particularly hilarious thing, but I always get a bit nervous when I think about Milo, having the Milo, because it's true, not necessarily funny, but because you get the scoop of Milo and you're so excited, you go, like that just before you... It's horrible.
Yeah.
But see, what actually is the flavour of Milo? Because I spent
the flavour of joy.
I spent the first 15 years of my life thinking, it's chocolate, it's got to be chocolate, it's brown. It's not nothing chocolate.
Yes.
It's chocolate malt. Yeah. I'm just here for the facts. I'm giving you people the facts.
Yeah,
chocolate malt.
Chocolate malt, yes, it's a combination of different things. Kitty.
Yes. What facts would you like from me?
You're not back from Nepal?
No, I've been moving house this week. Yeah, I finally got a house, and isn't it great what you find in all your storage boxes? Because I don't remember packing handfuls and handfuls of mouse poop. But I got heaps of it now, and I just don't know where to put it.
Put it in Matt's Milo and see if the family suss on.
Are you sure it's mouse poo? Because I've seen your next door neighbour, and he looks sus. He looks like he may just... And his toilet's flooded.
And he's got a tiny little bum.
That's right, and he's had it bleached.
What?
Gee, it's going well early, isn't it?
Yeah. At any point, are we going to do the show?
No, I want to talk to you first about your short film.
Oh, yeah.
Chicken of God.
That's right.
Yes, it's doing very well, apparently, in the overseas festivals. Is that true?
Oh, yeah, it's been to a few festivals around the world, mainly in Australia, but it did win.
A few festivals around the world, mainly in Australia.
Australia is in the world, and so most of the international festivals it's been to have been in Australia.
It does well overseas, like Manly.
It's won an award somewhere, hasn't it, Frank? And you don't know what town.
I think it's in Santa Monica or something like that, but we got this email saying that we'd won an award, and to be honest, I actually have no idea if it's this huge, big deal, we won the best animation in this festival, or it's three guys in their garage watching DVDs and going, let's give it to that one. You know,
Can we show our beloved audience a little bit of Chicken of God, Frank's work?
It's a chicken of God. It's the face of Jesus.
And I would ask, Akmal, how you are, but I know that you're ill and...
because I caught this in Nepal when I was... Blacktown, RSL.
I'm glad you didn't catch it when you were in Paul. That's just a little reference back to the...
I think we should start now, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
What's the story is the first ingredient. Claire, Akmal, Frank, chill out!
Oh, yeah, it's...
Is someone talking?
That guy with the beard.
Sofa.
What's a
It's a
freezer?
Chest freezer. Oh, Kitty.
I could be mistaken, but I thought I saw the chicken of God in that freezer.
How many chickens of God are there that just get turned into nuggets and we never know about their blessed
I know.
qualities?
I'm bringing awareness to this very important issue.
But 3 days later, they become alive again.
Yes, right. I know the story, and what's brilliant is it's a happy ending, but the cat wandered into the freezer while it was being stacked, and then he was shut in there for 19 hours. But the good thing is, he was fine because the family knew what to do. But also, what's awesome is his name's Krillin. So Krillin was just chilling.
Yeah. For 18...
The most important thing, and kids, if you're out there, if the cat gets in the freezer for a long period of time, you defrost them on the windowsill, not in the microwave.
Yeah, because they don't last as long. No, but apparently Harry M. Miller wants to talk to the cat. The funny thing is, after 18 days, the guy opened the freezer.
Hours.
After 18 days, the guy opened the freezer and said, 17 days and 6 hours ago, there was a cat in there.
But that guy is sus anyway, because he lost his dog. They found it in the vacuum cleaner. He lost his grandmother. She was in the toaster.
They do have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you all know the story. Krillin, the Waikato cat, has survived after being accidentally locked in the family freezer for 19 hours.
Oh.
Either they've got a particularly curious pet, or they've discovered the world's most impractical gateway to Narnia.
What the...
Yeah.
The Lion, the Witch and the freezer.
I was locked in a freezer once. Yeah.
Wow. Not funny now.
Again, it's not funny, but it's a fact. I was locked in a freezer as a punishment. I was working in a factory and I backed out of the foreman and he went, "You, in the freezer." And he locked me in for an hour.
Wow, that's...
Well, I'm so... And just when in the 18th century were you working?
I was standing there giving all sorts of... I'll call the union. Say, hey...
I know, I have a friend...
Sarah's partner, Sid, grabbed the cat and held him against his body. Sid didn't even realise Krillin was frozen. He was just trying to reduce the swelling on a cracked rib and freaked out when the hairy bag of peas came to life. One thing's for sure, though, if my cat survived 19 hours in the freezer, I'd be getting a better freezer. Mikey, Kitty, Matt, get it together for this, please.
Okay, baby.
Oh, what's that? What's happening? It's so confusing.
Yeah? Are you sure we're watching the right thing?
It's Frank's film.
It's the egg of God.
That was Humpty Dumpty.
Yes, I know this story, sort
Oh,
of.
well, go
a little
on.
bit. I think what's happened in England is that they're changing the end of nursery rhymes to be happy endings, not as in like Thai massage parlour happy endings. That's just
Oh, I tell you, I like that one. Jack Sprat got a fat.
Don't go on with what his wife couldn't eat. And I think, did they make Humpty Dumpty, you know, at the end, usually you can't put him back together again, and they think that might upset children. So now they're saying all the king's horses and all the king's men can put Humpty together again, which is just irresponsible, because kids need to learn. If you're playing on a wall and you fall off that wall, king's horse and king's men, they're not going to do anything. Spinal injuries are forever.
No, so also to particularly those kids out there with shells.
Not to mention the fact that surely the king's men, they might be able to help put Humpty back together, but I reckon the king's horses, they're going to struggle, you know? Aren't they? You know?
What I don't know, I only know the Humpty Dumpty bit. I don't know what Miss Muffet has been changed to. I imagine it's going to be something like, along came the spider, sat down beside her. He asked politely if he could partake of some curds and whey. She said no, and the spider said, well, no means no. I will sidle politely away.
It's true, ladies and gentlemen, a BBC TV kids show has changed the words of Humpty Dumpty to give it a positive conclusion. The new rhyme doesn't actually specify that he was put back together. It just says they made Humpty happy again. But it's not all good news. Humpty still has a serious crack problem. The BBC also recently changed little Miss Muffet to have her and the spider becoming friends, which is nice. And it doesn't stop there. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill took his wallet and iPhone. Little boy blue, come blow your horn. You have a big future in internet porn. So after one childish round of Good News Week, the Hooper team are on 10 points. The Robbins team are on 10 points. Coming up, the unexpected.
It's Good News Week.
During the break, as we sat on each other's tuffets, both teams were given 3 clues to a recent strange but true story. Hooper, Sally and Woodley have a cake.
That's a bit too old. You can turn it around. Oh, I'm gonna treat it to the Matt Preston.
Yes, and I am the king of the world.
It's the king of the world, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Where are the dancing girls? You're not here. Yes, not what quite. Man, the quality of.
So I've got the cake, the king of the world, some really bizarre dancing girls, and this.
I rehearsed this about 10 times before the show, and I didn't ever sing the same song. So I apologise for what's about to happen. Love, exciting and new. Come aboard, we're expecting you. The Love Boat, promising something for everyone. That'll do. I'm sorry.
That was good.
And Robbins, Flanagan and Preston got... we have a dwarf.
No, it's Sheikh Halali.
Yes, we have a dwarf, Paul.
Can't... the people out there... Everyone knows here that you're standing up behind the desk. So maybe you should walk out the front and give them the full impression.
I'm coming, Daryl. I'm coming, Mr. Summers. Hang on. And that's the good news.
Do throw your arms around me.
I will come to you at night. Hello, children. Sleep well. I'm coming later.
All right, come on back. Try and make it classy.
I haven't laughed so hard since the pig eating the fairy bread.
Oh, I love the pig eating the fairy bread.
Oh, God.
I haven't laughed so hard since my dad ran over our monkey.
We also have a raspberry.
I've got a joke about a raspberry. Can I tell it?
Yeah.
Right, this is the only joke I know. Actually, it's not about a raspberry, it's about a strawberry. Can I tell it anyway?
That's good, yes.
Sorry. I just realised that's not going to work, is it? It's in the berry family. A man goes to the doctor and he says, Doctor, I've got a strawberry up my bum. And the doctor goes, would you like some cream for that?
You know why I love that joke? Because it's topical. It's topical cream.
That's the only joke I know.
I like how you changed it from raspberry to strawberry because it wouldn't have worked, would it?
People probably do get raspberries stuck up their bum quite often.
Yeah, definitely.
They're quite small.
In my experience, strawberries funny, raspberries just uncomfortable.
Oh, okay. All right, try this. So a man went to the doctor and he said, excuse me, doctor, I've got a strawberry up my bum. And the doctor said, let me have a closer look. And the doctor went, no, sorry, it's a raspberry.
Wow. We are doing some highbrow humour here today. Just listen to the dwarf.
And now this.
Just to bring it down to a far lower level than we've been before. When I was 17, I drank some very good beer. I drank some very good beer I purchased with a fake ID. My name was Brian McGee. I stayed up listening to Queen when I was 17.
Gorgeous.
I believe the new Partner CD is coming out with the book. So it's Matt Preston, Cravatalicious. He said I could have this book if I spruiked it for him. So it's mine.
You're not spruiking enough. I want to see it more. I want to sit up here like that the whole time, if we could do that.
Okay, how about this? I got a joke. I went to a doctor and they said, Doctor, I've got a book up my arse.
More of those tasty treats at the end of the show. Right now, the game called 5 Second Grab. Can our teams identify the stories from my intriguing dollops? Hooper team, for you we have.
I'm sorry.
From my intriguing dollops. It's from Matt. It's in honour of Matt, the intriguing dollops. The prize committee considered some eligible candidates, but after in-depth review, could not select a winner. What is it about? Do you know?
Oh, I know this one. It's from the new TV show, So You Think You Can Lead the Liberal Party.
Very close?
No. I actually know this one. There's a group of people who give an award out to an African leader every year, $5 million to an African leader. And this year they decided that no one was good enough. But, and it's 5 million, but it doesn't say in what currency. Like 5 million Zimbabwean dollars, that will buy you 2 chickens. It's like the Delhi M Award for dictators, basically. So, like the dictator of the year, Robert Mugabe, and other things like that.
But so they try to choose the most kind of progressive leader and to support them developing their nation.
Yeah, the worst and unfairest for the year.
Can we move on? You've got the answer, right.
Basically, if this is an African country, and if someone sent me...
He's got the answer right, shut him up!
No, but I haven't yet. If I got an email, for example, from an African saying, you've won $5 million, but we just need another 50,000 just to get things started, and I did, and I lost that money.
Okay, let's move on.
You know, everything I've said... there's
God.
just- No, I'm just saying, no one's laughed, but only one girl has laughed, and it's great
She's
to have
drunk.
Mum in.
She's drunk.
Oh, she's drunk. She's just laughing at the pretty colours.
So, let's move on to the next tidbit. It's the oddest way of convicting anyone I have ever been involved in.
Like 8 years ago, a leech was found at the scene of a crime, like a safe cracking or something bizarre.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody, you know, none of the innocent people kind of at the scene of the crime had been bitten by a leech, so some particularly dynamic forensic investigator held on to it until this year.
And what, it took
they
8
convicted
years?
somebody.
It took 8 years.
Well, I suppose it was somebody who...
Maybe the leech was like reporting it to the police. It took him that long to get to the police station. Or maybe it was... Yeah, it'll take forever.
You're right there. You're right, Matt.
Yeah. Maybe it was Guy Leech, the Iron Man. Because I've been... No, it's true, I've been bitten by him a few times.
Did that make sense to everyone?
Well, everything apart from what the bald guy said.
Right.
I'm not bald, my head's big.
In 2001, Tasmanian police found a blood-engorged leech right at the scene of an armed robbery. Last year, a man was arrested on an unrelated drug charge, but they did test his blood, and when they ran it through the machines, they discovered that it matched the crime committed in 2001, and he admitted to it and he was arrested for it. So there you go. Watch out for those leeches, criminals.
Wow. I've got a great joke, right? But just listen. You know, once... No. That's like, you know, when he got finally caught, it was like, you know, because it's a leech, don't forget that. It was like rubbing salt into the wound. It's been a tough night for Sally.
That's that same girl laughing again.
Oh, yeah.
OK, let's move away from that rather freaky side and go to Mikey's team. Are you ready for the 5-second grab, people?
Yes, mate.
OK, here we go. The cat no longer has to fear having to adapt to Bolivian mice.
You know.
Would it be the one about the English? It's an English story, I believe, about they were trying to deport a guy back to Bolivia.
Yes.
And the fact that the man had a cat which he shared with his lover was therefore seen as being enough.
I think what's weird about the story is a man having a cat. I think that's a bit creepy. I think cats should remain the domain of over 40 spinster women. That's our thing. Let us have them, okay? Let us have them.
How many up to now?
I want enough so that when I die, I'm found being eaten by them. Enough to make a meal.
Do you ever look at your pet and wonder how many days you would have to lie down on the floor before they had a bit of a...
Oh, no.
I do often.
Seriously, I reckon you know, if I get the flu, the cat's looking at me like you're going down.
Is that right, though? The man wasn't deported because he owned a cat. Is that correct?
Well, the man, yes, the
Because I
British
just spent a
authorities said...
fortune on an English visa, and had I known, I could have just bought a cat.
Yes,
They're a lot cheaper.
the judge thought that it was interfering with his human rights.
I make sure if I'm ever in that situation, I'm ready. So I keep a cat in the freezer.
Deliberately infecting volunteers with the parasites does have a certain yuck factor.
Coming soon to Channel 7.
Is this about girls who intentionally go to South America and get tapeworms to lose weight?
Oh, you're on the right track with the worm. It is a culinary sort of thing.
This is a gluten-free thing. A
Yes.
lot of people have problems with celiacs, have problems with gluten, and one of the theories is that it's because we don't have the same intestinal bugs we had in the past, and so they're infecting people with a really nasty thing called hookworm, which has a lovely way, it burrows in through the skin of your feet, and then gets into your blood system, then the larva hatches in your lung, and then goes up to your throat, and then goes down the other way into the stomach, and attaches to your stomach.
I reckon there's probably a movie made in the worm world that really celebrates that journey.
Yeah.
Because it sounded epic, didn't it?
Matt Preston did have it, ladies and gentlemen, almost for the word for word. A Brisbane researcher is trialling a new treatment for people with gluten intolerance, hookworms. Dr. James Davison infected 20 volunteers who have celiac disease with hookworms. if that sounds extreme, you obviously haven't tried gluten-free bread.
I have. It's awful.
It's awful. May as well just sit in a sand pit and eat sand.
I'm not gluten intolerant or anything. I just was really curious. I'm like, wow, gluten-free bread. That must be like magic. Oh, no, cardboard.
There's this new bread, right? It's gluten-free, it's salt-free, and it's wheat-free. It costs like $25 and you get nothing.
The hookworms, which, as Matt says, burrows through the skin before travelling via the bloodstream to live in the gut, gives sufferers an improved tolerance for bread. The other great thing about having hookworms in your system is no matter where you go, you'll never have to buy bait again.
I must admit, I did one of these laughs at that.
The Hooper's now on 25 points. The Robbins is on 25 points. Up next, the Couch.
Only 4 weeks to go till our last show of the year when we'll be presenting the 2009 GNW Awards.
This week we want you to vote for the outstanding achievement in science, and the nominees are
Beverly Hills Cosmetics surgeon Craig Bittner for running his car on fat sucked from his patients called lipodiesel.
The South Korean scientists who use cloning techniques to create 4 beagles with thinner skin that glow red under ultraviolet light.
the US Department of Homeland Security for asking scientists to develop an artificial nose that can detect the smell of fear on terrorists.
And Professor Giro Meisenbach and his team from Oxford University, who have managed to implant bad memories in the brains of flies.
Vote for your favourite at 10.com.au/GNW.
1 month tonight, November 23, the 2009 GNW Awards.
Now, with even less blackface. And our couch potato. I'll probably regret this, but Akmal!
Yes, sir.
Come on.
All right. Very much. Hello, good to see you.
Good to see you.
I was touched by my uncle. And my father used to put me in the cupboard and then he put me in the freezer. And then I thought I was a cat. No, sorry.
I like how you've gone and colour coordinated yourself to the couch.
That's right. And,
you just blend in. You're like just a head hovering there for me.
Yes. Nothing to do with the couch.
Does this look like I'm going bowling?
No. You need 3 holes.
Not a problem, mate. Not a problem.
Get a drill. Get a drill.
Well, we're going to get cracking now with word association.
Yes.
Okay. Just going to ask you a word. Just say the first thing that comes into your...
Yes.
We haven't started yet.
Oh, okay, sorry. Because I didn't have any words. I was just blank.
Okay. Arab.
Arab.
Okay, good.
Arrabbiata is a pasta dish that, despite its name, doesn't explode in your face. It's quite tasty and nutritious.
Aussie.
Hey, Garen, you want a kick in the teeth, cock?
That's not. I don't want you to think that that's what I think of Aussies. That was something. It was an incident that happened in Rockhampton, and I've tried to tell this story every week that I've been on, and it takes a long time. But that's what happened.
Not doing any more gigs there?
No, I'm not welcome. I got punched by a chick in the face.
She went, you want a kick in the teeth, cock?
Said, I beg your pardon?
She want a kick in the teeth, cock?
Then she punched me in the face. Yeah. Bloody Rockhampton, I hate it. We should remove Rockhampton from Australia and put it in Afghanistan.
Silence.
Is important in some cases, but not on this show.
Terror.
Pterodactyl. Very much. Good to be here. You know budgie smugglers?
Yes, I'm aware of them.
Yes, people say, do you wear budgie smugglers? I say, no, I wear pterodactyl smugglers. Not because of the size of my penis, but because it's been extinct for a while. No one's seen it for a few million years. I know.
Touring.
Touring is great because you get to go to places like
Rockhampton. Where people go, you want to kick in the toys, cock?
I know, they won't use that. Oh, man. What a place. What a place.
We've probably gone deep enough with the word association, but let's go a bit deeper.
Let's go deeper, yeah.
You used to call yourself Peter.
Yes,
Why?
I did. When I started doing comedy, I changed my name to Peter so people don't realise I'm ethnic. But I'd show up and say RSL clubs, and they go,
You're not Peter. You're more like an Abdul or something.
I go, yeah, you're on to me, yeah. Akmal is a good name, actually. It means complete. Complete fuckwit.
What don't you like to see when you first walk out on stage?
I don't like it's actually much to a lot of people won't believe this, but it's actually harder to perform in front of a small audience. The smallest audience I had ever was, and Kitty may remember this, the old Comedy Store when it was in Cleveland Street, right? And they happened to open State of Origin night, and 4 people showed up.
Yep.
2 couples, right? And 10 comedians performing. And then they had a break before they brought me on, and 2 people went home. And I said, oh, you can't put me on in front of 2 people. And they said, well, they paid, you have to go on. So I went and I just sat at their table and just told them shit. And this is the funniest part of the story, I swear to God, they gave me a lift home.
What's the best heckle you've ever heard?
Well, see, heckles. See, you don't get clever heckles. You just heckles. You know, I'm used to when I did the shit gigs. In case you're wondering why I swear and stuff, because I did a horror. Like, you know, you go to places and you go, to the manager, mate, can you turn the TVs off before I go on stage?
I always go, turn the TVs off. Jeez, mate, you must be good. You want to kick in the toys, cock?
No, but you know, heckles are just difficult because they're always so pissed and like Bucks nights. Like, I don't know, why do people have Bucks nights at comedy venues? I don't understand. Because they go to strippers because theoretically they're not going to see any more naked women. Are these people expecting never to laugh again? You know? What's with this? You know? And they just... Yeah. I don't remember any clever heckles. I just like...
What was the first thing you noticed about your wife?
My wife? Well, the first thing I really liked was she didn't have a penis. And that's, you know...
Well, a very small one.
No, she didn't have a... No, she was... this is serious now, because she's going to watch, and you're going to cause me to be divorced, and I'm going to be having to go out with your girlfriend. No, I'm kidding. I've already done that. No. Look, seriously, she's one of the most beautiful, gentle women. And as I said, she puts up with my nonsense, so I'm very, I don't want to make light of that in case... I hope you use that. You probably won't now. You probably use the penis bit. And what did you say that for? I said nice things later. But yeah, bullshit.
What does the world need more of?
Need more me. They need more Akmals. Every home should have one of me. Just put up on a mantle, like little those Shane Warne things.
There's Shane Warne things?
You know those dolls? You know the Boonie. Not
the bobbly-headed.
The bobbly-headed. Everyone should have a small Akmal. And every time Good News Week comes on, it just goes,
You want to kick in the teeth, cock?
If you were writing your life story...
Yes.
What would it be called?
I don't know. I am actually writing my life story.
You are?
Yes.
How far?
No, someone rang me and they gave me money to write my life. Random house. This guy's getting bored. Look at him. He's looking away. Listen up. It's my life. All right? I'm sorry if my life's not exciting enough for you. But they rang me. This is the truth. Is this going too long?
No, fuck it.
Fuck it. Yeah. Just talk amongst yourselves. This is. I've been waiting for this moment to have some real... someone to listen.
It's one-on-one, isn't it?
Yes, it is
beautiful.
one-on-one.
That's the beautiful thing about it.
Yes.
Feel free to take as long as you want.
Well, as I said, they gave me money to an advance, and they said, we'd like you to write your memoirs. And at first I thought, maybe they've got me confused with Nelson Mandela or someone like that. And
maybe they got you confused with Matt Preston Cravatalicious.
Cravatalicious, yes.
Yes.
Yes. It's basically, it's Crevelich. It's like that book. It's basically just bullshit. with a recipe every now and then.
Just for me, can you give a big shout out to Rockhampton again?
How you going, Rockhampton? Sorry, I'm probably, if I offended anyone from Rockhampton, go and get fucked!
Please thank Akmal Saleh. Who will be the next to share their secrets on the black leather and gaffer tape couch? Find out after this. The couch needs you, Matt Preston.
Jump to the left.
Oh, I love your shoes.
Oh, it's not very comfy, is it?
It's not very
I'm
comfy.
kind of expecting a bit more sort of plumpy.
It should be a bit warm after Akmal's been on it for so long.
Yeah, but it's only warm about a third of the way down.
Well, you should feel free to stretch out as much as you want. We've got extra room for you.
No, I'm kind of enjoying this. I don't want to be too near your crutch level. I think that'd be quite
You'd go crazy with desire.
That's right.
Oh, shall we begin?
I'm nervous now. Yes.
Okay, let's start with word association then. Cravat.
Alicious.
What we went round your neck before the tie cruelly stole that position.
Ramsey.
Fuck.
Critics.
Wonderful.
Temptation.
Critics.
Gut.
Full.
Low fat.
What?
What is the point of it? Low fat.
No, look, I think in certain things that, low-fat milk, I'm quite happy with low-fat milk, but things like low-fat pizza, low-fat cheese, no! Anything that denatures, that denatures what we eat, especially, I think more importantly, I love this rule, you don't eat anything that your great-grandmother wouldn't recognise as food. So you go, and if it's a tomato, your great-grandmother would eat that, you have that. But if it comes in a brightly coloured packet and looks weird and it's kind of processed, you don't eat it because that's probably not going to be very nice.
My grandmother's got senility and she eats like broken glass and stuff.
And my grandmother went senile and she used to have milk on her toast. And I asked her, I said, why do you have milk on the toast? She said, well, it doesn't really matter, I'm senile.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah, well, but that's the great thing. It doesn't matter anymore, does it?
Camping?
I think camping, honest, earthy entertainment where you have to give away your pretensions.
Well, that's clearly why I don't like it.
Well, yeah, absolutely. if you have to take a battery-operated cappuccino maker, you're not camping, and this is a bad thing.
A mirror. I need a mirror.
No, that's
just to look at myself in nature. Oh, you look stunning. Look at the nature. Look at yourself. Oh, you devil. But it's hard to get them in the backpack, I find.
No, but you see Narcissus, you just look in the pool.
Yes. Well, if I can find a pool. Diet?
No.
Shall we go a bit deeper?
Yes.
Okay. What cuisine did you grow up on?
Fundamentally, the 8 dishes that my mother cooked, which did include a risotto and included some pasta, but fundamentally English meat and 3 veg.
What's the most taboo thing you've ever eaten?
Oh, gee. Whale is pretty taboo.
Right, whereabouts did you eat whale?
No, just...
Not the high seas, just as it was passing by. Bang! Grab a bit of that. Grab a bit of that in.
No, it came on a sashimi platter in a restaurant in Tokyo. And I looked at it and I went, oh, but it was there and it'd been killed. And I thought, well, I'm a food writer, I better try it. So I tried it.
Did you know instantly it was whale? I mean, it was a very large...
Yeah. It was the biggest sashimi platter I'd ever seen. It had a harpoon in it, that would have been a giveaway. No, it didn't. It looked like a bit of venison. It was horrid and don't eat it. And the guilt that goes with it was just awful.
Panda?
Yeah, there used to be a tour you could do through Guangzhou, and you'd start and you'd eat elephant trunk and ocelot and all these things, which I always thought would be kind of interesting. There was also a great dining club in Britain in the end of the 19th century, and they'd eat the animals that died in the zoo. And they'd have feasts of,
Oh, come on.
of bear. They were
That's a
dead.
genius idea. They were dead.
Do you know how you titillate an ocelot? You oscillate its titillate. I'm sorry. But don't eat it afterwards.
With food comes pleasure. Do you ever combine the two?
Ah, yes. Obviously, the whole time.
Yeah.
I can see in your eyes you're thinking carnal pleasure.
Really? You're not the first person to say that.
And I'm sure I won't be the last.
He can read you like a book, and that book is...
And you've said your favourite inspirational quote is, "It's not the food on the table, but the eyes across the table that matter." Whose eyes would you most like to see across the table?
Well, not sheep's eyes, because they're not very nice. Oh, my wife's, obviously.
You almost had a month on the couch there, fella.
What does every fridge need?
Pig. In some form.
Yeah.
In that great Homer Simpson line, ham, bacon, pork, speck, salami, prosciutto, Westphalian ham, hamon, capicola. We can go on, but in pig in all its glory, that would be the first thing. And then lots of lovely, fresh, crispy veggies.
Oh. What part of the pig is your favourite part of the pig?
Singly, the best part of the pig is the cheek. It's the most wonderful piece of the pig because it's got a fair amount of fat to it. And there are two great ways. You can either cure it and make guanciale, which is what you make the classic carbonara from, which is just beautiful, or matriciana, or even better, you can do what there's a wonderful chef in Adelaide called Chong Lu does, and he cuts the suckling pig cheek out, and he gets white granulated sugar, and he dunks this crispy skinned bit of suckling pig with this wonderful sort of weeping, juicy fat straight into the granulated sugar. And you pop it in the mouth in one piece. You get this wonderful sensation of the saltiness of the pork and the crunch of the skin and the juiciness of that flesh and the juices of that fat and that big sugary sugar hit as well, which makes the pig taste extra sweet but also extra salty.
Yes.
Just keep going. I'm just going to pop out and watch Babe.
I don't know why, but for some reason I feel like I need a cigarette.
And this is the last one for you. Last question for you, Matt. What fills you with joy?
Eating with people you love. Simple as that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matt Preston. After the break, we bring in the bin. This is 7 Things for the Bin, the game where the gloves come off and the veins start to throb. Now, honestly, this segment can be confronting. So if you don't have a sense of humour or you're a bit stupid, you might like to go for a ride on your bike. Get away from the television, you bloody bike riding, angry, upset people. Claire Hooper. Anything got your knickers in a twist this week?
Yes, I certainly would like to throw something in the bin, but I'll tell you what, it will not be reflexology for your cat. That will not go in the bin, my friends. Recently, I decided to buy and reread one of my favourite Enid Blyton classics, The Faraway Tree. Once upon a time, this book was the best book in the world because the children characters were called Joe, Bessie, Fanny and Dick! Right? Okay? That's a reason to read, children. And you'd read, and you'd be lying in your bed going, do my parents know I'm reading this? Right? So I bought it again, and they have revised it, and now the children's names are Joe, J-O-E. That's right, they added an E, so it doesn't look like some suspicious transgender tomboy that takes alarming good care of Fanny, right? And then...
I'm sorry?
Fanny's gone. Right, she is now Franny, and it's just heartbreaking because I was so looking forward to the day I'd have a little girl of my own. And I'd be like, and then Joe, Bessie, and Fanny climbed a faraway tree. Mummy? Yes, darling. Isn't that the word for a lady's? Yes, darling. You see, language is fluid, and once upon a time, Fanny was a name for a little girl. Just like you. So, is that like if nowadays there was a book, but in it the girl was called Flange? Sort of. Good try, but a better analogy would be if in 20 years in the future, people read Harry Potter and laugh because they call their vaginas Dumbledore. I call mine Lemony Snicket. Good girl. Anyway, in the bin.
I hate the way when someone gets on television, like Akmal, suddenly they've got to get a book out, an album out. Yeah. So that's in the bin.
I've been tossing around how I feel about this for the past few weeks. I think Chinatown, Knife in the Water, Rosemary's Babies are great films. I also think that Roman Polanski should probably go and stand trial for the crime he's accused of. But if you are going to put together a petition of famous directors to support you in this accusation of paedophilia, don't get Woody Allen to sign it.
Now, please don't judge me, but I do spend a lot of time by myself in hotel rooms, and you've already judged me. Don't judge me. Now, and these TV ads that come on late at night, and they really are very dishonest. But the one that really gets me is when they have like two hot 18-year-olds going, oh, we're really up for it, we're sisters, and you should call us up because we're really horny, and they sound really sexy, and then you ring up for research, and then 18-year-olds from Sweden turn to,
hey, Jan. What do you mean, what am I wearing? What's it to ya?
That's just bullshit. It's $5 a minute. By the time you finish, you have to sell your house.
Yeah, and also, too, one thing I'm sick of is Akmal calling me late at night.
I want to put this in the bin. People, mostly men, who have their kids' names tattooed on themselves. Now, is it because you get blind drunk every night and you come home and you go, oh, I can't remember your name, darling. Oh, g'day, Joey, yeah. Is it because you're calling your kids such stupid names that you need to know how to spell it? Hello, Jasminella. I just don't get it. When you ask them about it, they always go, oh, it's because I'm a devoted dad and I just really love my kids. You know what? I'm a devoted eater and I really love donuts, but you don't find me going out getting Krispy Kreme down my arm. And that's quite a beautiful typeface, the Krispy Kreme.
It'd be nice. You could have it like on your belly button.
Or not just there.
So I'm putting them in the bin.
I want to put in my own brain because just the other day there was a fly annoying me and it landed and it was in a wooden and I tried to and it just kept and then it landed on my face and it actually walked across my top lip and I can't believe I actually thought I know how to catch that.
I just want to add to any of those men who are going to complain about the fact that I said get your kid's name tattooed, you're a dickhead. Well, you know what? Just give me a call or complain to your mates, but don't go on a forum because I'm putting forums in the bin. Or you crackpots with your keyboards. Just ring a friend. Talk to some real people. Get off the keyboard, you crackpots.
So every day we do one or two little things, right? And a very easy way to make it have less impact on the environment is to use recycled toilet paper. Everybody who does use it has a friend who says, oh, I don't. It's too rough. To them I say, it's your bottom! And what has it done for you recently? That it needs to, you need to log old growth forests for the touch of luxury. Now, experiment. Get them to take their pants down, touch the quilty softness, touch the rough recycled, ask them if they can tell. They will not be able to give you an answer because they will be quite weirded out by the fact
Any ball? Wow. Actually, I also know for a fact, instead of recycled toilet paper, Matt used silk cravats.
But sometimes it's a bit rough and then you just go, oh, hang on, that's a strawberry.
This is actually something that isn't even going in the bin. I had just a lovely one of those little laughs recently. Just one of the, not much, but because I was at the supermarket and the toilet paper was made from recycled office paper. That's what it said. It's a new one that. And I just because my brother-in-law, whenever he goes to the toilet, he always says, "I'm just going to the office," and so it was just that too. That little one, I just sort of went, you know. So that one's not going in the bin.
I'd like to take you back to a glorious time. A time when comedians lived in holes in the ground. They were in dirty, grubby clubs. You paid maybe $5 to go and see. But now, everywhere, on the television, on this show, on the radio, everywhere, in the movies.
Yeah, I'm a doctor.
Everywhere, comedians, everywhere you go back to your clubs where you belong with your celebrity shows in the bin.
Whoa! That's it. We're done. Strange but True is next. Time to put an end to that strange but true business. Claire Akmal Frank, you had the cake.
See?
You've got quite a bit. There's quite a bit going on.
We also have the king of the world.
I think if you got the Akmal little thing that I was suggesting, this is what
Bubblehead?
would look like this, like the king.
And this.
Now, I just want to, Cameron, just before we start singing, I thought, because I'm doing it twice, I want to do the second time a little bit differently, and I want to make it just a little bit more theatrical. So, is there anybody here tonight who's, in a beautiful, loving relationship? You guys, would you mind just coming on? Quick, yeah. We've got to be quick. It's the end of the show. We've got to move quick.
Hey, geez, aren't you glad you dressed up now?
So what's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah, hello, Sarah. Nice to meet you. And you're?
Andy.
Andy, thanks a lot, Andy.
Love the footwear, Andy. That's very practical.
Andy,
Can't do up a shoelace, Andy. Is that the story?
So you guys are very much in love? Excellent, that's perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sing the song and I'm going to wander over. And when I get to here, I'm just going to look at you. And at that point, if you guys could kiss each other and be sort of like the embodiment of romantic love, not like it's the love boat. It's not the rooting barge. It's a lovely, sweet, the most affectionate, gentle, beautiful little. If you don't mind helping out with that, thanks. Okay. All right, Cam.
Not yet.
Love, exciting and new. Come aboard, we're expecting you. The love
Lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you. That was beautiful. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
What is the story?
The 100-year anniversary, I think. Like,
He's
I don't know
eating
the
that
story.
cake.
What's that?
He's still eating that cake.
Some bits fell off into my mouth.
So it's 100-year birthday?
I reckon the king of the world. I reckon it's the 100-year anniversary of the Titanic, and
That's right.
it is like
What they're doing is they're doing a
Sorry, I just thought of something. Cam, could you just, the song again, just quickly? I don't know if this will work. Ice.
It's hard and it's big. You better watch out, it's not nice when it hits your rig. The sinking boat. No, that's horrible, actually.
That's not good taste at all. Sorry.
Yes.
Too soon?
Too soon.
So the story.
It's the 100th anniversary of the sinking of the Titanic.
Yes.
And it's and they're taking people on a trip to reenact what's happened. And they're charging $4,000, which includes a flight back, which I think is very optimistic. But they're claiming that the Titanic was the worst disaster of the 20th century. I personally didn't think it was that bad a film. And I remember when now listen, Paul, listen.
Oh. How did you know I wasn't?
When I went to watch it, it was...
You know, the best thing today is that normally I look like the one who waffles.
No, waffles. It only seems like waffles.
I'm going to let them fight it out amongst themselves. They do have it, ladies and gentlemen. Or most of it. A British travel firm is planning a transatlantic cruise in 2012 to mark the 100th anniversary of the sinking of the Titanic. The vessel, of course, isn't called the Titanic. It's called Titanic 2, Die Harder. They'll serve food matching the menus of the original Titanic, and there'll be music, dancing and drowning from the era. The first half of the cruise will feature rich, beautiful people living the good life. The second half will feature crying, panicking and desperate men pretending to be women and children. Mikey, Kitty, Matt, you had the dwarf. You've got very horny knees there.
Can I have some river dance music?
Come on, Cloudy, settle down.
That's a new dwarf we haven't seen before called Spazzy.
You could go to Rockhampton and you could pick up a chick on each knee.
We also have the raspberry.
Okay, man goes to the doctor and, there's some cream to go with it anyway.
And finally, this.
In the style of the great Homer Simpson, who penned this song originally 15 years ago. There's a lot of smoke here, jeez. Someone's burnt something. It's like MasterChef Kitchen all over again. Well, there we've had some great times. When I was 17, I drank some very good beer. I drank some very good beer I purchased with a fake ID. My name was Brian McGee. I stayed up listening to Queen when I was 17.
Matt, Preston, and Dick. Enough with the smoke. Well, I tell you what, I found a good use for this book. So, what's the... Stop with the smoke! What is that?
Should I tell you?
Yes, please, someone tell the story.
This is Disney apparently getting cross with a beer company who used images of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs to promote a new raspberry beer. And I'm not sure why... Disney is annoyed, whereas if I was the Dwarf Society of Australia, I would be annoyed, because basically the ad looks like they're saying if you drink enough of this beer, even a hot chick will do a dwarf or something. I don't really understand.
I think one of the problems was they changed the name from Snow White to Ho White, and that adds a whole new dimension to hi ho, it's off to what we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, they do have it, I believe you have it. I don't know if you've all seen it, but there is a new ad for a local beer that has caused a bit of a stir with its risque version of a famous fairy tale. It's like teeny weeny rugby league in that beer. Yes. I don't know why, but when I see that picture, I think Octomum. The good thing about dwarves is they don't have to go down. They're already there. Stay tuned, Naughty Gnomes. Fast Money's next. Here it is, the game that makes your interest rates rise. Kevin Rudd's Fast Money. According to scientists at Oxford University, you can rewire a person's brain by teaching them to do what?
Putting your finger in a juggle.
Mate, juggling.
Thank you very much.
Juggling.
I'm going to give it to you. In Texas, a man missed the birth of his son because he was arrested as his wife was wheeled into the delivery room. What was his offence?
Oh, was he being one of those really annoying men that says to the doctor, "Hey, put another stitch in for me"? I hate those men.
He was actually being worse than that. He grabbed the nurse by the breasts on the way into the delivery room and went behind her and just went like this and then got arrested.
Matt Preston is right, ladies and gentlemen. What do these three names have in common? Jesus, Gandalf and Benny Anderson from ABBA.
They all came back from the dead.
Hottest men in sandals. Hottest men in sandals.
Okay, I can agree with that, but there's another reason.
They're all circumcised.
I can, yes, there's another reason.
They're all the names of Madonna's new kids.
No. No, but very similar to Chicken of Gold.
Well, they've all had their visage turn up in a foodstuff or in some sort of unusual location.
Yes. Very close. A bearded face with long flowing hair has appeared on the wooden door of the men's toilet in the Glasgow branch of IKEA. The man who first saw it said it looked like Jesus. His wife said it looked like Gandalf. But IKEA says it's Benny from ABBA because Swedishness is ingrained in every part of our stores. In a town in Hungary, an entire police force has quit. Why?
Because they won they had a workplace lotto ticket and they won.
20 million, they won 20 million, they resigned on the spot.
Are they aware that's only about $20?
Last question, I'm going to throw it over to everyone. In Minnesota, a man has pleaded guilty to drink driving. What was unusual about his vehicle?
Oh, yes, no, we got it here. It was a chair.
It was a recliner. It was a motorised recliner.
Thank you very much. He was 3 times the legal limit when he crashed the chair into a parked car.
He is a legend.
Yes.
So in the frying pan tonight, Claire Hooper, Akmal Saleh and Frank Woodley scored a saucy 97 points. Equaling Mikey Robbins, Kitty Flanagan and Matt Preston's score on 97 points. Remember, 10.com.au/GNW is the place to vote for our Night of Nights, the 2009 awards. So we say, vote you bastards, and leave you with the good news for the week ahead. Tomorrow is that race that stops a nation, the Melbourne Cup, as opposed to the race that paralyses a nation, Sri Lankans in leaky boats. Psychic John Edward will begin his Australian tour, yet he had the posters printed months ago. How did he know? Sean P. Puff Diddy Daddy Combs will turn 40 and change his name to P. Puff. Gee, grand giddy diddy daddy. On Friday at Sydney's Hordern Pavilion, Claire, Kitty, Akmal and a host of stars will be at the Canned Laughter
Frank.
Charity Gala. So please, even Akmal deserves your charitable laughter. In Adelaide, it's the Craft and Quilt Fair. This year, the theme is skin. And Adelaide will host the National Incontinence Conference. You've got to go. There won't be a dry seat in the house, although, unfortunately, it will finish with a big piss-up. Good night.